A trend is slowly picking up nowadays of memoirs and narrations. I thought, let me too attempt one on an interesting but quite looked down twin arts of stenography and typography. A brief chat between a close friend of mine and me on an instant messenger application, fondly and conveniently or lazily called app, triggered the idea of authoring a short note or memoir on this. When he wrote a word incorrectly and later corrected with the correct word with an asterisk suffixed and regretted the typo. It's precisely this word, typo, that ignited my mind to go back in the time when these twin arts commanded a lot of both demand and respect for those who mastered them, I myself being one. With the advent of computers, everybody has become a typist. Thanks to William Henry Mill, who first invented and gifted the world the typewriter and a scientific typewriting method called blind method in the year 1748. This is also known as touch method. There are two important, interesting, and little known features in this blind method. First, the brain, without processing the contents of the source material that the eyes see, directly sends signals to the fingers that dance according to the content. That too, without looking at the keyboard using muscle memory. And the second is that only 9 fingers are used in typewriting. The left thumb is never used in typewriting. Computers, in turn, invented and gifted two index finger typists who too prompted software engineers introduce a feature called spell check in all word processing applications, which people across the globe became highly dependent on. Some, nowadays, are lethargic even to use this before going ahead with the documents. With subsequent descent of smartphones, there came the breed of two thumb typists. These two categories of typists far outnumbered professional typists and, by mastering these styles, made the latter irrelevant as a profession or a job opportunity. However, it also brought, or rather invented, a shortcut to the phrase typographical error that used to be used often to hide the author or signatory's error in written script or dictated one, making the professional typist a lawyer post, the scapegoat, though it's not the latter's mistake. Simultaneously, students used to learn an amazing but tough art called stenography, the art of writing of sound rather than English, through strokes, grammalogs, diphthongs, triphones, etc., thanks to Sir Isaac Pitman, who invented this style named Pitman's shorthand. There are a few other methods which did not become popular, at least in India. These professional stenographers have also been made obscure, not, unlike typewriting, by learning this inimitable, hard work based art, but disappearance of the class of people who had the command over the English language and the ability to use it and pronounce it in a dictatable way. It needed such a stupendous practice of writing the same stroke up to 30 to 50 pages every day and more when it comes to grammalogs. If an examination for an employment demanded 100 words per minute speed, one has to go with the ability to write 120 words per minute because not every reader of the passage can maintain the prescribed speed constantly. Out of passion, I used to practice to write the 15-minute English news bulletin on Doordarshan in the 90s, but unfortunately could not succeed even once to write the entire bulletin. But the unreachable target kept me a notch above the rest in those days. Unlike other professions, these two arts don't stop at attaining certain marks, passing examinations, or holding certificates. Words per minute, the more the efficient, along with accuracy, correct syllabification, and neatness of presentation continue to be the benchmarks. Finally, due to this background, the situation has become such that nowadays typos are so better understood rather than the English language itself that one need not correct oneself after spelling a word incorrectly. Grammar has become scarce and irrelevant. People are lucky they get employed without a minimum command and bookish writing ability over English or, for that matter, any Indian language, not even in one's mother tongue, because they can concentrate on bigger things, bigger definition being vague and open for interpretation. Even to think of one's specialization, a marine engineer works in banking sector and a software engineer sells flats. Of course, it's all about adaptation or changing the trend or changing with the times or going with the stride. But the typists and stenographers adapted and do whatever is assigned. Perhaps the basic qualifications they acquired were common sense and application of knowledge. A thought by someone who has fair command over all the three: typography, stenography, and English language. Thank you.